Welcome back to the Connect Network TV. Today we have a beautiful guest joining us. She is the founder and president of the 501c3 nonprofit Lead with Love International. And through her nonprofit, she has facilitated therapeutic writing workshops in 5 states and counting since becoming established in August of 2023. Welcome the amazing Celia Anzalone Bowers, author and Mrs. Italy World 2024. Welcome to the show, Celia.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hi, Celia. Love it, Queen. I love the stash and all the things, dear. So let's kick things off, if we can, with your book. You Are a Queen. Transform Your Pain into Power. I love it. Hold it up. Hold it up, honey. Hold it up. Can you share a little bit about what the inspiration behind it was and what readers can actually expect from your book?
Well, I'm not just spewing out my own personal journey to healing and self worth. I give practical guidance and advice throughout the book. There's straighten your crown exercises at the end of every chapter. Just tips I've learned along the way, tools I have in my toolbox of my own journey through recovery and, learning to use my voice and ultimately transform my life. And that's what I want to offer any other open hearted woman that puts this book in their hands and reads it.
That's so beautiful, Celia. And speaking of queens, you're not just a queen in the literary world, but also in pageantry. Tell us about your experience being Mrs. Italy, because I think I hear a Southern twang. Am I right?
You are. So my grandparents were both born and raised on my dad's side. So 23 and me, I'm 50%, which is not always common to have take that many traits, I guess, from your father or whatever. But I am 50% Italian, and I've actually my start in pageantry was in 2021. I was top 15 at Mrs. American after winning my state pageant as Mrs. Tennessee American. There's 2 titles, Mrs. American, Mrs. Tennessee American. But anyway, you have to win that to go to Mrs. World. So it's really exciting and honestly like a God moment how this opportunity's kind of happened right as my books come out. Because I've always dreamed of competing at Mrs. World, but only placing top 15, it doesn't quite get you there. So I'll be competing with other countries, including Mrs. American, Mrs. America, and many other countries. So I'm super excited about it.
That's great. And you are about to compete for Mrs. World at the Westgate in Las Vegas. So we're so excited for you. What does I know what the whole prep looks like, but I want to hear from you. What have you been doing? Give us behind the scenes, walk us through it. What does your journey and preparation look like?
Right. So we're both familiar with the international system. This system has you do a swimsuit. So the prep is a little more intense. You're in heels and a swimsuit. So I've been, practicing that, making sure I am comfortable with my walk and confident with that because that's a side of myself I haven't really worked on in the past few years. I'm competing in tennis shoes and fitness wear. So I'm really excited to do that. And yeah, just honestly, just getting my mind and my energy and my heart right because that's really the most important thing is that I bring my best, most healed, most authentic self because like I said, I competed within this system and went to the Westgate in Las Vegas in 2021, and I talk about it in my book. And I'm just a totally different person now, and I really just want to bring forth my light and show the world, like where I'm at now, and it's just makes evidence the redeeming power of God's love. My entire story and my entire journey, and pageantry just happens to play a role in that.
I love that. Matthew 5:14, let your light shine, honey. Let it shine. So I want to ask you this. How do you think, if it has, has the competitions or any of the competitions helped with your confidence in any way?
100%. So I talk about in the book that pageantry is shined a light on areas I needed to heal. And you can either shy away from that, you can make it turn toxic, or you can lean in and say, like, what is God trying to show me about myself? So that the healing is what has given me confidence and honestly, it's brought me closer to God because I've had to surrender and lean in because it's a lot. And so I have done that. And what I found is like God is my confidence, and that brings my most beautiful, most authentic, most whole and worthy self forward when I just lean into that version of myself.
Yes, well, that's so powerful. And we want to dive in and talk to you about your platform
Mhm.
and pageantry. So we'd love to discuss your mission and why it's so close to your heart.
Yeah. So the name of my platform is Lead with Love. And that's what I named my nonprofit after. And it's really just inspiring love and compassion in others for those that are struggling. Like I visit schools and women's shelters and women's treatment centers, places where I feel like they need to see that light at the end of the tunnel. And I actually happen to be that light at the tunnel for them. So that's how my platform was inspired. But really, ultimately, it's really just I just want to inspire every woman to not only find their unique God-given voice, but to use it. Maybe you don't have to write a book, maybe you don't have to be on the CW, but maybe it's writing, getting honest in a journal, or speaking up to your spouse. I feel like when we find it and we use our voice, we can transform our lives, and that's what I've done to heal myself throughout the years.
Thank
So
you so much for sharing that. See,
yeah,
my whole hair is flipped over just because of that. Thank you so much.
love it.
Truly, thank you, Celia, for being
Yeah.
transparent and open and sharing your story with us. Um, and thank you for giving us a sneak peek of your journey. We cannot wait to see you shine like the star you are at Miss World. You're going to crush it. We know you are. But how can people find you and support you, and also tap into your book as well?
Oh, I love that so much. Thank you for mentioning that. My socials are at Love Waits for You. Love meaning God. God waits for you to come home to yourself. But at Love Waits for You is my Instagram. And on there, there's a link to my website, CeliaAnzaloneBowers.com. And from there, you can click on books and it'll take you to the Amazon link. It's on Barnes and Nobles and available everywhere, but I get the most royalties that I funnel right back into my nonprofit if you purchase from Amazon.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being with us and sharing your journey. Make sure that you connect with Celia and go support.
Thank you.
Connect fam, sit back and relax, because up next, Wendy will be having a one-on-one sit down with Dr. Stewart, diving into the benefits of telehealth and how it can make healthcare more accessible for everyone. Are you ready to discover how telehealth can revolutionize your life? Tune in for insights that could change your future.
Everybody, I'm Fern Malice. I was the creator of New York Fashion Week, and now I have a consulting business. And I'm also the author of Fashion Icons by Fern Malice. And I have books 1 and 2, which are fabulous, full of great interviews. You can buy the book set at Nordstrom, or buy the books independently at Amazon or other great booksellers. You can follow me on Instagram and find out more about my events and everything I'm doing. It's at Fern Malice, and I'm happy to be here on the Connect Network TV.